Hi guys, welcome to the newest video on the channel. Today is going to be a nice little review of Marvel's Inhumans. Now we saw this in IMAX, but we didn't see it in IMAX 3D because there wasn't actually an option to see it in IMAX 3D, which was even better for us because we all seem to be fans of 2D here.
Yeah.
Which
and
is
against 3D on a very principled level.
Oh, 3D
Yeah,
is
definitely.
that's another story.
To me personally, I like IMAX 3D just because of the way, just the way it's visually presented through 3D and its usage of 3D. I feel it works really, really well with certain films. However, I was quite happy that this was just normal 2D, but on an IMAX screen, it looked really.
Thank God it wasn't 3D.
It looked.
IMAX is good in itself, but 3D is just okay. That's again. We could go on for days about how shit 3D is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, here's our opinion of Marvel's Inhumans. So
It's a negative one, so if you don't like that, wrong video, click away.
Yeah.
So
Some cat videos there for you.
Reassuring cat videos,
Yeah.
to make you smile again.
cute cat video.
It'll validate your opinion.
So the first person's opinion that we're going to go to and find out what he thought of it is Charlie Brown, which, by the way, you will probably remember him from previous Young Justice vlogs. Cue clip.
And they've asked Red Tornado, hey, can we get missions? Because it's been a week. And Red Tornado is like, no.
So yeah, Charlie Brown, you remember him. Anyways, what's your opinion on
I hated
Inhumans?
it.
He hated it.
It was not fun, it was not engaging, it lacked emotional integrity, it lacked directional... It lacked...
Directional.
Directional anything.
It lacked like writing consistency in that
Any right.
Yeah.
in that basic plot
There was,
elements
like,
are not
none.
introduced. I'm sure we'll get onto that a bit later if you just want to
Yeah.
condense. It wasn't good, and there's one scene that I liked. That's it.
There were two scenes actually that you liked. I remember you saying there were two scenes. Two
Two out of a whole
out of 77 minutes. If I'm being precise.
Oh, God.
Anyway, what's your opinion, Callum? Which, by the way, you remember him from the Atomic Blonde review. Not queuing clip because I did that last video, so
Yep.
yeah. Anyways, what's your opinion?
I thought it was just dreadful. Yeah, it was terrible from a directional standpoint and kind of an editing standpoint as well. It was bad. Yeah.
Now, in my opinion of the two-parter episodes 1 and 2
Pilot.
of Inhumans pilot, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was actually really shit. I genuinely, like Charlie says, there were only 2 good scenes in this entire pilot.
What 2 good scenes were those?
Well, I'll let you say.
Well, what scenes did you like then?
The scenes I liked.
Well, it wasn't exactly it wasn't, well, 2 scenes. One I like ironically, and the other one I legitimately like. One is
Yeah.
when the fight with Medusa's hair, because that was... I don't think I've laughed in a cinema that hard. That wasn't a comedy.
That's
the
what you meant by...
CGI of that hair was
No,
so glorious.
there are quite a few so good it's so bad it's good kind of scenes.
Oh yeah, that's one of them.
There's some Medusa's
There's-
hair shaving scene.
If you are going to see Inhumans for one thing, please go see it for it's so
no,
bad.
It's not good enough in that.
It's
level.
still bad, but fucking
I wouldn't even say...
It's not bad enough to enjoy it.
Exactly,
in
yeah.
a good kind of way.
I would only say there's only a few moments where it's so
it's
bad.
more shocking.
Yeah, it is.
It's more shocking because let's face it, we have hit 2017
Yeah.
now. We have seen like so many big
There are
screen
still
films using
TV
CGI.
series
And,
that are this bad.
like even The Flash has better CGI. I am a massive
CGI
fan of The Flash. But like literally the CGI in The Flash, I will admit, is pretty naff. But it was way better than the CGI that I saw in
It wasn't. It's
feel like-
not the CGI that bothered me about the whole Medusa's head. The thing that bothered me was the fact that you could have so much stuff in that. You could like wrap
There's
her
so
hair.
much
you could
potential.
wrap her hair into like a a giant
I
Iron Maid
remember-
and hit someone. But all he does is just like
Oh, yeah,
she uses it in the
definitely.
most boring way possible. It just looks
Powers
ridiculous.
made
Like-
and used in such a stupid way as well.
Oh, yeah.
Especially her whole hair scene. There are a million different things
Oh,
of it,
God.
but it's just terrible CGI and she's
Yeah.
tangling people up.
There's no. Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like the live action Last Airbender movie, you know how all the bending is done really boring? You have this really imaginative concept and it's all done in a really boring way.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Like, no joke, watching her fight with her hair is one of the funniest things I've seen in a while.
I think you saw me in the cinema as well, and I was literally on my knees, just like.
He was on his knees. He was just like he literally had his like legs up like that on the
I
chair.
couldn't control myself.
It was so funny.
It broke down.
Oh, the scene where she gets held down and she's getting her head shaved and it's in slow
Oh.
motion.
Geez.
Immediately after that,
He's so dramatic.
Immediately after that scene, she gets kidnapped because strong female character isn't strong.
Yeah, straight up.
And they just like hold her down and shave her head. Now this would be an emotional scene if there was
If it
like
was explained properly before.
if there was like more time to expand on the fact of like how the humans and their powers kind of
Became
How her hair
interconnect
is,
with each other.
and also how her hair is like incredibly important, which that wasn't really.
It just
it's
moves.
really useless.
Nothing
power
was
if you
explained.
think
It just
about
moves.
As soon
It
as
just moves.
It just moves, and as soon as it gets shaved, like your power is gone.
Yeah.
I haven't even said about the plot. of
Shitty
this.
version of the.
Yeah, we haven't even got to like the
We
main
haven't
detail.
even gotten to the
You
plot.
can tell this
So-
thing. You can tell this is bad because we're already ragging on specific scenes
Like-
before we even like
I
give a
guess
general
we could
overview.
go from. Okay, we could. I feel like Marvel are really following a cycle, just making shitty TV shows. Go. Okay, I don't know.
Making TV shows, okay, yeah, I can kind of see that.
There's gone from Iron Fist to this. That's just not good. It was worse than Iron Fist. That's, not good.
See, I have a differing opinion on Iron Fist. I actually thought it was
Yeah,
okay.
you need to move
I
on.
actually thought it was
See, the thing
okay.
is-
I think it gets way too much of a bad rep.
The thing is,
I'm joking.
we are trying to give like the main details of like the overall plot. Like, oh, this is the plot. The thing
Yeah.
is, I can't recall what it is.
The main plot to me was basically, just that these people are living in this sort of secret city.
On the moon,
On the
no
moon.
less.
On
On the moon.
Which, by the way, is not explained.
That's not explained.
But not explained at all how it's like gone on the moon.
Not even like a
Or
shitty
why.
like even Overwatch, who doesn't even have a lot of
It's not.
exposition in his game, gives an explanation as to why there's a base on the moon.
Yeah, there's no explanation as to why this base,
There's no
or this secret
backstory.
city is on the moon.
There's no real backstory or there's no like general establishment of anything aside from a little 10-second scene between two characters.
Not even artistically done. Like I can
Yeah.
understand not wanting to bog the audience down with a
Yeah,
10-minute exposition
definitely.
scene, but like
There's just no
Definitely.
establishment.
there should be like
I
a
feel
museum somewhere on that planet where you can go like, and this is
yeah.
where this happened.
Yeah, the history and like showing. The only flashback scene that was in that was one part
One
to
scene, and
slightly establish the relationship between Black Bolt and Medusa.
slightly
And when I say
established.
slightly, it's like
You don't
literally
really know.
15
You
seconds.
don't really know how they know
15
each other,
seconds.
why they're together.
Yeah, there's no explanation.
It doesn't.
I feel
give
like
you-
I feel like we need to go back to like saying what the plot synopsis
Yeah.
is. Could we just skip? over
Anyways,
that?
sorry guys for like
So much.
straight up
They
going into the opinions. Basically, the main plot of this is these Inhumans. They're basically people who have
dormant superpowers.
dormant
in them.
superpowers in them,
That is
which
brought
haven't been awoken yet.
That is brought it on by a magical MacGuffin crystal that is not explained.
Yeah,
it's just a
yeah.
crystal. It's just like, oh,
Yeah,
it
like
gets
literally,
awakened
apparently it's
somehow.
just
Dan, are you ready? Here's your power now. What is this? What is this? What is this? And bam, the Dan just gets like ice powers or something. I don't know.
like and basically they live in this sort of secret society or secret city. However,
to hide away from the humans.
to hide away from the humans.
That wasn't done before in
I
X-Men.
know, right? I know.
Just watch
so-
X-Men instead of this.
However, like the Mars rover buggy ends up
Which is on the
being
moon for
on
some
the moon.
reason.
Yeah,
Keeps getting destroyed by the Centaur.
yeah, and basically lands into the centaur leg guy. I can't remember the character's name.
The rover is about to run into an invisible wall where the secret
Yeah.
city is of the Inhumans, which is named after the title.
Yep.
Which is before it is smashed by one of the characters, who I forget the name of, and he has the
We
power
all
of
forgot
having.
the name of him.
He has the
I
power
don't
of
remember
having.
any of the characters.
He has the
except for
power of
Medusa.
having centurion legs.
I remember
Um,
one name, Medusa. That is
Yeah.
I don't-
I remember Medusa. Obviously, remember
Black
Black Bolt, because he's
The main.
he
Who was
was
the main
poor-
antagonist? Who was the guy who took over?
the main antagonist was Maximus.
Maximus.
But anyways, we're straying away from the plot.
Yeah.
So the humans basically have encountered the Inhumans, and the Inhumans realize this, so they basically think, "Oh, we're screwed." So
Well, they're thinking like, oh, maybe we can ignore this, and
Yeah.
the main circle of characters would
Very
consist
explained.
of Medusa, which is the orange-haired lady, Black Bolt, the leader, who can't talk.
they're
because
the
they-
king and queen.
Yeah, they're the king
of
and queen.
Antillion?
Artillion or something.
Artillion.
The
Yeah.
head of security, the Hoofman who destroyed the rover.
Yeah.
The analyst guy with the tattoos on his head.
I forget.
You can like make
There's-
time stop.
See, this is
Yeah.
this is another problem with this. Is it seems
We'll
incredibly-
go back
Yeah.
to that once we go. So this main ring group of leaders
Yeah.
are thinking like, oh crap, they're gonna find us. And Maximus, who is the king's brother,
Yeah.
which is all like, oh no, we need to take the fight to them.
Yeah.
That storyline hasn't been done 1,000 times.
Nope.
I mean, I saw it in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Straight up. Also, he reminded me so much of Loki for some reason.
Because he's an evil brother of the good twin that wants
Yep.
to bring war to the humans.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
not really an
basically.
evil. Honestly,
Oh,
for
actually, no.
most of the TV show, I found for most of its duration, I found myself sympathising with the villain more than that is a huge problem.
Sometimes that works, but with this, it just really.
The reason-
I
The
felt it
main
didn't
characters themselves are kind of
work. They're kind of.
dickheads with prejudice towards humans as well. And
Yeah,
you're like-
kind of,
And you're
it's-
supposed to kind of. How are you supposed to sympathise with them?
It's not the fact that...
And it's just the brother, he makes more sense in his goals and everything. I'm just.
No, you can understand. The reason why I don't get it too much is because it starts off with him being generally sympathetic, and you side more with him. Like, you can tell he's the villain because of the
Yeah.
tropes associated
Yeah.
with his actions. But he comes off generally sympathetic, which is interesting. But then he does, certain actions that manipulate the entire coup and the situation around him to promote hysteria in Artillion, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And you just learn more and more about his actions, and he becomes more and more
Definitely.
cartoonishly evil.
And
So
it's-
why would you start off with like this more complex moral
And it's also like
thing just to come
I'm
out?
surprised
Yeah.
how easy it was for him just to take control of the whole city.
Yeah,
He just did
Oh,
one
no,
fucking
definitely.
stupid preachy speech, and that was him in control of everyone.
I don't think that was him. I honestly feel that there was a scene missing because that one speech wasn't exactly
Yeah.
him in control. He was pretty much going like talking to another person. This man is special. We are being prejudiced by the leaders for digging out mines because we don't have any superpowers.
Yeah.
And then in the literal next scene, all the guards chase after all the officials, going like by
That's-
order of King Maximus.
Oh.
Hold the fucking phone.
Yeah.
When did we jump from step 1 in the evil plan to step 100? Where was... We have an
Like-
entire plan that's missing!
There was no explanation as to how Maximus became king so quickly.
When
When Black Bolt was already like king at the time, but apparently they were just like, oh yeah, by orders of like King Maximus, and you're just sitting there thinking, wait, that doesn't make sense because wouldn't he answer the orders of like Black Bolt?
I have a theory that no one on Artillion has object permanence, so when
Yeah,
the king
there's
goes
like-
away, they immediately think, we have no king, where's the new king? And then Maximus just came along and was like... then Maximus just comes along and is like, hello, I'm the king now, and everyone's like, oh, okay, thank God we have
Right.
the king.
Oh, so it's set. Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Can we get into how bad the acting is?
Right.
Look, there's two...
We have strayed away from the plot so far. Trust me, we
We've
are aware of
explained the
this.
plot. I think there's a
we-
plot synopsis
Yeah,
online for a reason.
we described enough of what we need to do.
We've tried to describe it as best
After-
as we can. I
after-
apologise if it's not the best.
After Maximus takes over,
Here we
the
go.
ring
You're
ring
gonna
table
put a
of
spoiler
the
warning.
Inhumans with Medusa and Black Bolt and that gets sent to Earth into
Spoiler
Earth
warning.
so they can regroup eventually and then go back. We never see them regroup, which I'm assuming is later going to happen later in the Netflix series. But they kind of just dick around on Earth for a while.
ABC series.
ABC
Sorry.
series, sorry. They kind of just like dick around on Earth for a while after that, and that's pretty much it.
It's too bad for Netflix, I'm sorry. I had to throw that out. It's too
Netflix
bad
don't
for
want
Netflix.
it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Netflix, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have wanted this.
So that's pretty much the general synopsis.
Well,
It seems like an ABC
If
show
Netflix
as
wanted
well.
Iron Fist, I mean, surely they'll take this.
If you've
Iron
seen,
Fist isn't too bad.
if
It's
you've
not
seen
too bad.
X-Men and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, put those together and you're fine. You're golden.
Yeah, basically. You have like this sort of love child of War for
What's
the
the
Planet,
word
Dawn
for
of the
it?
Planet of the Apes, and X-Men.
But it removes
Basically,
all the
honestly,
good
I feel
ideas
like it's
associated
so
with
many
them.
All the
very
goodness
back to
out of those two things are like like kaput.
Right. Okay. Now we'll go down to the big thing that annoys.
So that's the plot.
Yeah.
Somehow, if you can sort of
Okay, well-
scribble through that, but
And you
that
were
is
saying-
basically the plot.
What
to
are
Lost.
what are your general issues with the film?
My general issues with the film, we've kind of briefly went over it, but the general
Yeah.
lack of consistent
Very
writing
lackluster.
of just general elements, the whole Maximus taking over so easily when no one really challenges him.
Yeah.
The fact that just a moment, I have notes written down.
He actually does.
He
Like, he
specialises
genuinely
in-
did write notes for this review. Go Charlie.
Okay, the biggest one: how'd they get on the fucking moon?
Yeah,
Second-
like no explanation as to how they got on the moon, but we've already said that.
Because it's
But,
established that they were
like,
humans.
it's-
It's established that they were
Yeah.
humans, and then we're
There
moving-
are quite a few plots.
somehow-
I mean, granted, the series has yet to explain them.
Yeah,
but
these are the
so
first two
far-
episodes.
But I feel
but-
like explaining why your
establishing-
characters are on the moon is
just-
one of the big things on the list.
Just establishing basic elements that make the world work is
Yeah.
kind of key in it. Just
Yeah.
This
done that.
this should everything basically should like to set us up to give us an idea of what is going to happen in this series. Should have been set up in these first two parts, but it wasn't. It was basically it felt like filler. Honestly, filler that should have come later on, rather than filler in the
Yes.
first two parts.
Like, how did they get the money? How did they get the money to get on the
Especially
moon?
the
What
first
did they
part.
use? How did no one on Earth suddenly notice that a giant
Yeah.
rocket is leaving Earth? Where did they get the technology to make a base on
Yeah.
Earth?
Like the first part just sort of kicks in with this it's this new sort of Inhuman and
Yeah, it kicks off with the whole intense, a character's running away from a bunch of
Yeah.
police opening, and then it's it gives a very heavy-handed,
oh yeah.
there's a place just like us where you can go
Come with
like
us.
it's called Inhuman, and immediately cuts to Medusa and Black Bolt
Yeah.
getting it on.
Oh yeah, straight up.
Immediately.
You're like, come on,
opening
where's the
scene.
transition, man? Where's the transition?
I am scared for my life.
Yeah.
That's
It
let
also,
me turn
it
on.
also does that thing that movies tend to do is establish where they are in text in every scene where they switch
Oh, yeah.
location. It
They
fucking
did that.
annoyed me.
They did that a lot in this.
That didn't mind me as much because at least it gave
Yeah.
some kind of fucking
Yeah,
context.
Yeah.
in,
If
Civil,
we
in
had,
Civil
like-
War, it the
Had
most
it not been
annoying
for
thing-
that-
Civil War was egregious with it. That's the most
it was
egregious
just
example.
huge blocky text saying China or for
I
example,
liked
where they
I
were.
liked that though. I actually enjoyed how the visual text popped up because it
Yeah.
was slightly different to the way it's normally produced.
And
onto
another
screen
thing I was
visually.
explaining before, what the fuck was that crystal that brings out the superpower? That's not
That was not
explained.
explained. There's no name for the crystal. Literal. I don't think there was a name for the crystal. But
crystal?
if there was,
They give them heavy.
easily forgotten.
You know when they put
Or easily breezed
when they
over.
give the crystal to the humans and it brings out their powers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's not
That was not. There was not really any explanation to the.
There's a
history
kind
of
of explanation for it, but it's this is our ancestors. It will
Yeah.
help you. I'm like, okay, where did they find it? What's it about? What's it called? Where'd you find it from? How much
Yeah.
of there is it? Has it been found before? Have humans used
Yeah.
it before? If humans have found this before, why have we not mass marketed this shit? Because I want fucking
Yeah.
butterfly wings.
Exactly. So, what other issues did we find with this?
Just I mean.
Why they give the comm link to the one person that can't talk?
Oh fuck! The one
I
guy with the
forgot about
superpower
that one.
that makes it so he can't speak. They give him a communication part. The main communicator is the guy who can't speak.
Black Bolt, the king of
To be fair,
artillery.
they all had communicators.
Yeah.
But why is she like?
I see the
there's
source
scenes
of
in this.
communication.
There's scenes in this, right, where she is literally standing there going, "Please, just say something, please." Even though she knows that if he says anything, it's going to cause ultimate destruction. So therefore, she's being really fucking selfish by going, "Please talk to me, please, kill everyone, kill everyone,
Kill everyone. That is
Kill
his
them
power
all."
anyway.
And literally, she's just like, "Oh, please, just say something." And he's obviously standing there going, "Well, what the fuck do I say?" Because
Well, actually,
if I
you
do,
were able to-
I'm
you were
about
able
to
to
blow
read
up
that
the
Can
crowd.
I get the fact that his whole performance throughout the whole first episode was generally just standing there and saying nothing like a useless idiot.
He has two
looked-
he
says
looked
two
very
lines.
confused.
He says two
had
lines.
this
He has
confused-
he has two expressions throughout the entire film.
Confused.
Vacant stare and absolute confusion.
Yeah.
His angry stare looked every kind of emotion. He just
It was
You could
he
never-
was very lacking.
The acting
with
was
the emotion.
just in general, and the whole skill of things was mostly bad.
The acting by everyone was really pretty bad.
I
Especially,
don't want to say that the acting was bad
especially-
because they could have easily been misled by bad direction, but you know.
No, I feel like, what was the princess's name?
Crystal, yeah, she was
her
not,
acting was so bad.
Oh, the guy who
Like,
played the main
so,
villain
so
was
bad.
also not very good.
he could be a bit hammy, but then again, I enjoy hammy villains,
I
so
don't mind hammy villains.
To be fair, I think
Hammy
he's
in
got.
that way.
I think he's got a bit more acting chops than the rest of the cast.
because he was allowed
was
to
in
show
Misfits.
off. No
He
one
was
else
in
was allowed
Misfits.
to show off.
Yeah,
Which was an
focus.
annoying thing. I'm pretty sure they thought, oh, just because he was like a main celebrity or like the one who had the most acting experience out of the rest of the actors, by the looks of it, he got the most creative freedom, which was really annoying because these are all like up and coming actors, and you want to be like, oh yes, these are great actors. Let's stick them in other things. But I feel like genuinely, I just feel like they weren't. There wasn't really any acting chops from any of the other.
I couldn't
members of
read
the cast.
any of the expressions on Black Bolt's face, so it made it really hard to kind of get into his head. Because there's a moment when Black Bolt first comes into Earth, and you can tell by the way the camera's framed, it's looking up at him. You can tell this is meant to be an oh shit moment, like oh my god, the guy that has the power to level skyscrapers simply by talking is in one of the
God.
busiest cities in the world.
Danger.
Yeah. That moment is meant to like fill the audience
Yeah.
with like a sense of vulnerability and fear. They're like, oh my
Yeah.
god, what can he do? And he just kind of has this really, not frightened look in his face, but more like confused. Just like, oh dear, I've taken a wrong turn somewhere.
Like, I think the funniest parts for me was, see when you saw his face in the sky, I just sort of like District 12, straight up from the Hunger Games. It's like, it just don't, and the way, like, just the way it was done was so funny, because it just looked terrible, and the CGI in this, like, we're going
the
back
dog.
to the CGI.
The dog. They-
Lockjaw just looked terrible.
Oh yeah,
Like,
there's
genuinely.
a massive bulldog that can teleport people to different places,
Yeah.
and the
No,
CGI, nothing was there. Do you know what was there on that set? A guy with a green suit and a fucking tennis ball.
AKA a gimp. And that was
What kind of gimps have you been seeing?
to anybody that does animation or anybody that does like the CGI that wears those. I apologise. That's no offense to you. That is strictly just the offensiveness to the CGI in this like 2-part.
It was not. It was not fun. There was also no established
Could we-
relationship between the dog and Crystal. So when
they're just-
the
they're
dog
just-
is put
yeah,
down, there is no
weird.
emotional investment.
Oh, no,
and the
definitely.
acting is not strong enough to pull it through.
Can we get into how just bad the whole technical work was, because it was not good. I mean, I'm mostly talking about during action scenes. The editing was just so bad.
I'm
Yeah.
a lot more
I mean-
versed in like writing and character writing, so
I mean,
this is
I
your
mean-
time to shine.
I mean, I'm just talking about. I felt like I was watching. It felt like, again, I told you this when we left the cinema.
Yeah.
It felt like I was watching a Zack Snyder film. Zack Snyder took LSD and was filming an
It
action
was like
scene.
it was Zack
It's
on
just
LSD,
like they were
basically.
just spamming slow-mo in every scene. It's like every action there was
A cut.
cut, and then
There
a
was a
slow
cut.
motion effect of someone
Straight
falling
up.
back.
All you needed was lens flare just to complete it.
I know.
Straight up.
That's
I know that's J.J. Abrams, but
Abrams.
Zack Snyder does have the tendency
Yeah.
to do that quite well as well.
I'm not knocking Zack Snyder because he does it in a good way. It's just it's like there's using the same effect and then just recycling it every second. It's just not needed.
The
And
one-
it takes you out of it as well.
Yeah. The one good thing that we can take from this was that the set design did look good. The set design.
The set design was
did-
good, but it constantly reminded me of the problem, which is specific for when Black Bolt goes onto Earth.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very futuristic society, and the set design says that. Why is Black Bolt so fucking gormless on Earth?
Yeah.
Like,
Confusing and useless. He just follows.
yeah, he has
all
no
the
idea
rules.
what like cars are. Like, dude, come on, you must have some kind of transport on your planet.
Don't they have like two people that actually like watch over the human world and everything? You'd think after years of like being another planet and being wary of humans and that, they'd have some like established knowledge of them,
Yeah.
of society and how it works.
Definitely.
That entire sequence when Black Bolt is on his own and can't talk, it's meant to be like, for the audience, it's meant to be more of like a vulnerability of like, oh no, he could like say something accidentally and like the entire world will be destroyed. But like, and like also it's meant to be a kind of funny where it's like, oh my god, he can't talk, he has to communicate all this.
Yeah.
But I just find it really idiotic because in the earlier part of like the pilot, he's shown seeing sign language.
Yeah.
Plain, but he never uses it to justify them. He just stares at them, just like, oh,
Yeah.
hello. Like, When you see police
Well,
coming up to you with guns, do you not think at one point you're like, hang on there, son, me no threat. Just don't have money for students. I apologise for any
language just used in their world.
Maybe that's
a
specific sign language used to there.
He could have attempted it, and then they say, "Oh, I don't understand that language."
I get that. Yeah.
It would have shown like some kind of like logical, consistent thinking, but he.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, there wasn't really any consistent thinking, but at the same time, I can kind of see why they chose to sort of go that route with the plot. Because obviously he has no idea about Earth.
But he should do though. Like
he should do.
Yeah.
You'd think he'd research, but I think
not just about Earth or specific Earth customs, but he comes from a world that looks clearly very futuristic.
Yeah.
So he should have an idea of transport, trade exchange. You can't just walk in, buy clothes and leave. I'm sure in that world there must be some kind of system of like, oh, I give you this.
Yeah, that part
give me
didn't really
this.
make any sense. I think they literally just did that for comedy. But it really didn't work because the comedy made no sense. And in order to have comedy, you need to have sense behind it.
Compared to Thor, with like the brilliant scene of like this drink, I like it. Another, that's a tradition in Viking, so it makes sense for him to make that action.
Completely made sense. So yeah. But as you can see from this review, we were all a little confused by this two-parter, and there is a lot that needs to be explained. So this is a really, really bad start to the whole sort of series, but I might come back to watching it.
Opinions.
Possibly, I might give this.
I'm just looking through. I've got like stray one.
Oh, we'll be here forever if you quick from.
This is already at. We are already at 27 minutes.
Okay, we need to wrap this up. Right, final opinions. I know that should. More.
I'll tell you what. We're gonna give Charlie his time to shine and just go through his list and tell me the.
Right, rapid fire.
So
Rapid fire.
Wrap this all up.
Rapid
and then
fire.
we can get into like ratings.
Okay. I've already said that why the Maximus gets control of the girl. I think.
Looks like I'm praying.
Oh yeah, what were those ladies in a pond? You know, in that like little like meeting room where you have those two ladies in like the cloak and they're by a pond.
They were watching over the human world.
But they don't.
They don't move or say anything or react to anything.
No, people die in front of them, but they're still like, "Gonna do my job. Working 9 till 5."
Oh Jesus! But yeah, no explanation for that.
Working 9 till.
I'll tell you what. He will go for his list, and I'll say explanation or no explanation. Let's do the quick firing.
Why did the analysis guy there with the tattoos not analyze that he was gonna fall down a cliff?
Not explained.
I would like look down and be like, wait, I should check to see if this wall is slippery. Let's check it. But he doesn't. He just like falls down and then wonders like, wow, why are my powers not working? You fall down a fucking mountain. Said that one. Medusa and Black Bolt are given 5 seconds of romantic chemistry without any kind of build-up at all.
Not explained.
It's literally just like
no establishment.
But yeah, the better establishment is just like a small Medusa going like, everyone's afraid of you, but I am not.
Join the club. Apologies, by the way. I'm sick as shit. That's why I'm cutting back there because I'm wiping my nose.
Yeah, I just keep getting an itchy nose. It's really weird.
Smoking too much cocaine.
The way that the analysis guy with the I'm going to call him the analysis guy because I don't know the name, with the tattoos, from what I was able to pick up, because it's not explained and the whole and the way it visually tries to tell its story can be very confusing, is that he's able to think at such a high rate that he can process all different outcomes and think like, wait a minute, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I wouldn't.
Did you think that was impressive at all? The bit with the fight scene where he goes back.
I feel like the concept.
I thought his power was really confusing.
That's what I was about to get on that. I feel like the concept.
So the camera decided to stop recording whilst Charlie was saying all of his stuff because we have like 13 minutes of footage just in that video alone. But as you can see, probably in the video that you're watching now, it's probably combined to less. So yeah. Anyways, we're just gonna get onto our final ratings.
Did not like it. It was
what we thought.
It was boring. There was nothing original in there story-wise. Like the factors I saw in there, I could have gotten in other films. Like not fun or interesting to watch or intriguing or had interesting characters. Nothing. There's nothing.
So out of 10?
2, because I just want to give the set designers their fair share.
Alright, fair enough. Your final opinion and rating?
I thought it was terrible. It was just a real mess of really shoddy direction and writing. Writing was mostly all over the place. The establishment wasn't there. There was generally not a whole lot of build-up. The editing was bad. The storytelling was bad. Everything kind of just dropped the ball. 2 out of 10 from me. Terrible.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
For me personally, I really did not enjoy it. I thought the CGI was used terribly. There was nothing explained, no plot set up. The terrible after credit scene, which we didn't even get into.
Set up her.
Right, it's setting up.
It literally pulls an arse pull by one of the characters has been stabbed 3 times. It's just like, oh, I'm awake.
That death scene was so funny, by the way. I laughed out loud.
Oh, that
so
was one of the scenes we missed in one of the ones.
I laughed out loud
where she kinda
so hard.
You kind of just fall just like.
She literally just goes,
I actually find it more funny that Medusa thinks to challenge this girl who is armed to the teeth with no hair. Just like, oh, I've lost the one weapon I have. Let's challenge her. Oh no, I'm losing! Who could have foreseen that?
As well,
but yeah, anyways, the bad use of CGI, the bad plot points, nothing was explained basically.
No emotional investment.
Everything was confusing. There was no emotional investment. The character development was terrible. The character interactions were also terrible due to the shoddy acting.
And just nothing.
Everything about it just annoyed me because I remember hearing about this. I remember hearing them doing a live action Inhumans a good few years ago. Kevin Feige announced it for like Phase 3, and I got quite excited because like I knew a little tiny bit about the backstory. I don't know much about the backstory of the Inhumans, but I thought, oh cool, we're gonna see like the higher powered gods of like the Marvel universe. And I was hoping that they'd do it as an actual film. And I'm pretty sure if they did, it would be 1,000 times better than what this show was or what it will be. However, because it's a pilot, maybe it's too early to judge. But at the same time, with the direction that they're going in, by the looks of it, it looks like this is only going to last one season.
The factors presented don't look like they're going to be improved upon because it's like
either that or we might not even get
because the plot points that should have been introduced now are not going to be introduced till later, and I'm like that's just going to create really poor pacing. Otherwise,
it's completely stupid. Yeah, nothing was set up. There was nothing, like I was saying, nothing explained. And all in all, it was just really poor, especially for Marvel. So definitely a 2 out of 10, strictly for the set design.
I'm gonna give that props because they work hard. Well, prop and costume design. Well, actually no.
The one scene.
No.
I think the
and the one scene with the Medusa hair.
No, the one scene.
Medusa getting her head shaved.
Medusa fighting with her
because of that.
Medusa fighting with her hair and the head shaving.
Getting strictly a 2 out of 10 just for the set design and also the scene where Black Bolt. In Hawaii, like the scene.
Black Bolt gets tasered and
we were like, okay, that's not too bad.
Black Bolt gets tasered and he lets out a gasp and you see his power. It would have been a good way of establishing his power and blending it into the narrative and the situation in a way that's very non-verbal. But unfortunately, we already know his powers were demonstrated earlier on, so it had less of an impact. I don't see why that could have been the establishing moment where it's just like, this is why this guy held his voice back so much because this is what happened.
Exactly. Anyways, guys, let me know what your opinions were on Inhumans if you went to see it. Comment down below, tell me what you thought of it. I do actually reply to all my comments and read all my comments as well. So, by all means, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Feel like doing that promo, y'all. Also, when I hit 100 subscribers, I'm still doing that 100 subscriber Q&A. So start posting your questions and subscribe to the channel, and you will get a shout out as well.
You shout me out, mate.
Oh God, I've got to shut off.
I don't upload
He keeps asking me to put his channel in the description, so I guess I'll put his channel in the description below because I'm a nice person like that, Callum. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that this review was all over the place, but that's what the Inhumans was like. So, you're welcome.
Joke.
Terrible. Goodbye. I'm done.
Not fun.
Wait, Callum, what?
We're not wrapping things up. My nose.
So Callum ruined that outro. Anyways, yeah, let me know what you think of the Inhumans down below. And like I say, please give us a like. subscribe to the channel to see more content. If you dislike the video, give it a
Subscribe
dislike.
to me too.
I don't mind.
I don't have a YouTube channel.
He doesn't have one, but I'm
just-
going to make sure he gets one.
I'm just here because they give me food and they let me up the cage.
And shelter.
Also, another little announcement that we have, me and you.
Oh, we could possibly be
We
starting
are
up.
possibly, maybe bringing back the Young Justice vlogs.
Considering that season 3 is around the corner as
Yeah,
well.
so I think in order for
What's
us to
that?
get anticipated,
Young Justice
in
TV
order for
show.
us to get hyped up for season 3, I think we only hit episode 3 of the first season.
Episode 7, I think.
Was it episode 7?
I think so. Wait, no.
No,
but-
I mean like videos wise.
Well,
I think we only hit episode 3.
Okay, right. Maybe.
Yeah, so we're gonna go back, we're gonna revisit the first season, and we're gonna sit and talk about each of the episodes. And it's gonna be good like the old times,
Yeah.
back when I had the previous camera.
Yeah.
I think it was a Samsung, it was like, it looked meh compared to now. Also got a new camera coming, guys. It's the Canon G7X. I changed my mind for the Sony a6000, but you're gonna see what the quality is like in about 2 days time, where I'll be posting up daily vlogs, fingers crossed. And yeah, it's just gonna look amazing, and I cannot wait. So anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely weekend and a lovely night and a lovely day. And do you want to do the Wacha this time? I'm giving you the honour of the outro. I will change the outro at some point, but nah, for now we're going to keep it the
It's
same.
just a classic, isn't it?
The Wacha is just a classic.
What's the Wacha?
Are we doing it?
3, 2, 1.
Wacha!
Where's the turn?